What is going on, you guys? My name is Dylan Don, and you're watching the Don Productions YouTube channel. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about, why I went with the manual transmission over the 8-speed automatic, or just the automatic in general on the Corvette. First of all, manual is no question that it's harder to drive. With that, it's not necessarily that it's harder, that it's difficult to learn. It's not difficult to learn, but it's more engaging, it's more fun. There's a lot more you can do with the car. You learn more about the car, what it's able to do and stuff like that. Yes, automatic is faster, and I think like something like over 50% of all like Corvette buyers, at least of the C7 generation at least, they own automatics. So there's you definitely don't see too many manual transmission Corvettes. There are some out there, but you definitely don't see too many of them. But I just wanted to talk about with why I chose it specifically. One of the reasons I chose with manual transmission is because I wanted to learn how to drive manual. I did learn how to drive manual in this car. However, a couple years ago, back when I was in like I think it was like middle school, like a really long time ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, I was beginning to learn how to drive manual. Like I was when I was first practicing or whatever, but I never really got down in the hang of it. And so when I bought this car back in March, I had the idea, like I knew what to do. I knew like getting out of first gear was always gonna be the hardest thing, stuff like that. But I never really got that step down. I could get it every once in a while, but I never really got it down packed. So I learned on this car, and when I bought this car, I bought it in Dallas, which is like 3 hours away from where I live. So I bought it not really knowing how to drive it. And then I got it or whatever. Yes, I was stalling and shit and with that. And I asked the guy at the place, the dealership or whatever, he can like teach me a little bit. And he didn't mind doing that, so that was cool for him on that part. Got it not knowing how to drive it, but I knew I would learn. I knew it wasn't that hard because like I said, I already had some kind of like idea of like how it was gonna go, or like how to do it and everything. Two, I like to bang my own gears. Like there's something about it, especially you open the flaps in the exhaust, the MPP valves in the Corvettes, put it in sport mode, opens up the exhaust. And then another thing with the manual transmission in the Corvettes, instead of paddle shifters like you would normally have, they give you the rev match features on both sides. Rev match, if you don't know what rev match is, basically it eliminates the need for heel toe. So whenever you're downshifting or whatever, you can, instead of having to rev the fucking engine to the right RPMs or whatever, it'll automatically like blip the engine's RPMs to the appropriate gear. Basically, it's a performance thing. Like if you were tracking the car or whatever, I don't know how to explain it to you, but basically if you like tracking the car or whatever, it keeps you from like slowing down, and it eliminates the need for heel to toe. So it's a very cool thing. I like it, and then it makes you sound like a hell of a driver. Like it sounds really good when you downshift. Sometimes I ride with it on, sometimes I ride with it off. It's kind of like 50-50. Sometimes I want to like learn how to do it myself, but it is cool with that. The automatic transmissions, I think the 8-speed came out, don't quote me on this, but I believe the 8-speed automatic transmission on the Corvettes came out on the 2015s, and the newer from on them, but they didn't have them on the 14s. I think they only had like a 6-speed or 7-speed automatic transmission. I don't really know. Before I actually bought this car, like I said, I had test drove a red one, and that red one was actually an automatic. And that was another reason. That was besides the fact being overpriced for what they were asking for, another reason I didn't want to get it is because of the automatic. And I knew I wanted a manual because I wanted the rev match feature, and I just wanted the manual Corvettes. I always liked them. But yeah, I learned on that. It was cool. Automatic is faster, yes. I really say, like, if you were to go for automatic, mainly people that do that, I mean, I guess if you care about like racing your car and shit like that, automatic is definitely the way to go, especially if you're doing a lot of performance mods or a lot of street racing, drag racing and everything. Yes, without a doubt, automatic is the way to go. But if you like to bang your own gears and everything and stuff like that, learn more about the car, I would say manual is the way to go. Now, there's nothing wrong with people who get automatic transmissions. I feel like there's some kind of bias to be like, there's always that thing like, oh, if you get automatic, you're not really a man, or you're not really a car guy because you don't want to bang your own gears. It has nothing to do with that. I live in a place where I'm not stuck in traffic all the time. Some people don't want to be stuck in traffic in a manual transmission. Whenever I'm stuck in traffic, I don't really mind it. Hell, but the people that do mind, they probably got a lot more user experience on it with that, and that could, some people have bad knees, so that can go wrong with their knees and shit. And sometimes when you get off work, you're just tired. You don't want to be sitting there fucking with the gears all day. So you just want to put the car in drive and just go. Which I understand. That's understandable. I test drove a red automatic Corvette. I didn't use the paddles because I'm not really all too familiar with paddle shifters. Like I said, it's the fastest car I've ever been in. My last car before this car was a Volkswagen Jetta Sport, and it did not have no paddle shifters, and it was nothing crazy like that. So I've never really been in a car with like paddle shifters, so I'm not even really sure on how to use them all that. I mean, it's not really like how to use them, but how to use them like properly. And what they're used for, and not like slow fucking gear changing and fucking all in a high ass gear when I'm at low like 20 miles per hour and shit like that. That's pretty much why I went with automatic transmission. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with automatic transmissions. I just feel the manuals on the Corvettes are just better, they're more engaging. Throw it in 7th gear whenever you want, boom, that's your overdrive gear. You don't, half the time you're not even gonna use 7th gear. 7th gear is just used for like the highway cruising and shit like that, and so you're not even gonna be using 7th gear too much. All boils down to personal preference, whatever is your taste or style. Now you might think learning how to drive manual on a 460 horsepower car is bad, but it's not. The car is very controllable. It's not like it's uncontrollable. It only goes fast when you're stepping on the gas. You know, like the car is very tamed. You can definitely learn how to drive manual on this car. You're not gonna hurt the car. A lot of people feel like, oh, the car's stalling out a lot and shit like that. You're hurting the car or whatever. No, these newer engines and stuff like that, transmissions are built to take abuse. They're gonna be people who installed them. They're built for that. Let me know what you guys think. If I should make a video on like how to drive manual, what actually helped me. It took me about a day to learn how to drive manual. It wasn't really too hard. It was just the fact that I didn't really get too much experience, because I would always learn on my way to work. And then let me tell you something, stalling in traffic with a whole bunch of people around you. Luckily my windows were, that was when I had that really dark ass tint before I had this tint I have on now. So luckily when they was looking at me, because you know they were looking at me when the fucking Corvette is sitting there shaking and shit, rumbling in traffic or whatever. But yeah, luckily I had the dark tint, so they couldn't really see me too well. But yeah, that's just gonna make you learn fast. Trust me, that's just gonna make you learn fast, man. But still, I don't know. There's something about manual transmissions, man. If you don't know how to drive manual, man, I highly advise you go learn. It's a very cool experience, and once you know how to drive manual, you pretty much know how to drive anything. Like I said, everything just boils down to personal preference. There's nothing wrong with automatic transmissions. Me personally, I just prefer manuals over the automatics pretty much with anything. Manuals are more engaging to drive, they're more fun to drive. Like I said, you learn more about the car like that way. Automatics, they're great for just throwing it in gear, cruising, or for street racing and shit like that. You can either use the paddle shift to flip your own gears, you can let the car do it yourself. It boils down to more of a driver's experience, man. But just like that, man, that's all I got for you guys today, man. That's my reasons why I chose an automatic over manual transmission Corvette. Whether if you're thinking about getting a Corvette, I would say if you don't know how to test drive, if you don't know how to drive manual, obviously test drive an automatic first, and then if you on the fence about it, I would say just go ahead and get the manual Corvette and just learn that way. Ask the people at the dealership, I'm sure they'll have no problem teaching you how, or staying with you on helping you learn how to drive it. It's really cool. Like I said, once you know how to drive manual, you know how to drive everything. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today, man. So again, I thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already. A big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Have a blessed day.